A tightrope walker does not move forward because the rope is still. He moves forward because he trusts the one who taught him how to walk through tension. With each step, his balance is not found in the absence of shaking, but in the nearness of something greater holding him steady. The crowd may gasp at every wobble, but he keeps going, not because the rope is wide or secure, but because he has trained his heart to trust what cannot be seen. In the same way, to walk with the Lord is not to walk on level ground. It is to move across the heights of life, where the winds are unpredictable and the path is narrow, but His presence steadies you. You are not walking because life is easy. You are walking because His hand is near. You are not strong because the conditions are perfect. You are strong because His Spirit anchors you when nothing else can. And even when your heart trembles like the rope beneath your feet, His grace holds your next step in place. That is what it means to walk with the Lord. Not a path without challenges, but a path secured by His constant presence. My friends, this is more than poetic speech. It is the very heartbeat of a soul that knows the difference between walking alone and walking with God. To say, "Walk with me, Lord," is not a casual request. It is a cry from the depths of those who know how heavy life can become without Him beside you. It is not a plea for rescue, only in the hard times, but a desire for companionship at all times. It is not just about guidance, but about closeness. Because the one who walks with God may still face valleys, but they do not face them empty. They may still wrestle with decisions, but they do not wrestle in confusion. They may still feel weakness, but their weakness becomes the space where God shows His strength. When you walk with God, the ground beneath you no longer determines your confidence. His presence does. And in that kind of walk, even silence is sacred, and even stillness is strength. Deuteronomy 20 verse 4 declares this with authority. For the Lord your God is He who goes with you, to fight for you against your enemies, to save you. This is not about distance. It is about divine closeness that transforms your every step. Today, I want to open your heart to the depth and power of what it truly means to walk with God. We will uncover how this walk shifts your battles, transforms your waiting, and changes your very atmosphere. I'm also going to pray a powerful prayer with you in the mighty name of Jesus. So watch until the end and open your hearts to receive the blessings of this prayer. Let us now turn our attention to what happens when God walks you into the battle. My friends, when God walks with you, the battle may not disappear, but everything about how you face it changes. Your attitude, your strategy, your mindset, and your outcome are all transformed by His presence. There is a difference between fighting for survival and standing from a place of divine backing. When you walk with the Lord, your battle no longer belongs to you. It belongs to Him. And when the battle belongs to the Lord, the odds no longer matter. The noise no longer shakes you, and the outcome no longer depends on your strength. Victory is no longer a surprise. It becomes your expectation, because the one who walks beside you has never known defeat. And if He goes with you, no opposition is too great, and no enemy is too strong. The real shift in your battles is not what you face. It's who is facing it with you. It's not the size of the fight. It's the size of the presence that walks into the fight beside you. That presence changes everything. That is what makes walking with God your greatest weapon. My friends, walking with God doesn't always remove the conflict. It redefines it. It takes the fear out of the struggle. It takes the panic out of pressure. It turns your fight into a testimony waiting to unfold. Because His presence gives you boldness that logic can't explain. You begin to face what once terrified you. You begin to walk through what used to break you. You start speaking faith in places where you used to retreat in silence. That's not because you're stronger. It's because you're accompanied. When God is walking with you, your enemy is not just challenging you. He is challenging the one who stands beside you. And no enemy, no matter how fierce, can win against the presence of God. 2 Chronicles 32 verse 8 reveals this power clearly. With Him is an arm of flesh, but with us is the Lord our God to help us and to fight our battles. Let that settle in your heart. They may have strength in numbers, voices in volume, or plans in darkness. But you have the Lord your God. That changes everything. You're not stepping into this battle as a fragile warrior. You're stepping in with divine help. And His help is not passive. It is power, strategy, and authority all wrapped in love. When God walks with you, you move from panic to praise, from worry to unwavering faith, from defeat to dominion. My dear friends, there are some battles that used to disturb your peace. They used to keep you up at night. But the more you walk with the Lord, the more you realize peace is no longer based on what's happening around you. It's based on who's walking beside you. You stop fighting like an orphan and start fighting like a child of the King. You stop reacting and start responding with wisdom. Because you know that no weapon formed against you shall prosper. And even if it forms, it will never function the way the enemy planned. That's the power of walking with God into every fight. You carry divine disruption into enemy territory. You bring the atmosphere of heaven into every battlefield. Sometimes, God will allow you to step into a battlefield, not to destroy you, but to develop your authority. He will walk with you into places where fear once ruled you, so that boldness can take root. He will let you face what you used to avoid, not to crush you, but to crown you. When David faced the lion and the bear, it was not for public recognition. It was private training for a public victory. Understand this principle. Some of your fiercest private battles are preparation for something greater. But the key is not what you fight. It's who is walking with you while you fight. With God beside you, the lion becomes powerless. The bear becomes beatable. And the future Goliath doesn't stand a chance. Your walk with the Lord gives you access to divine intelligence. He teaches your hands to war and your fingers to fight. But more than that, He teaches your heart how to rest in the midst of chaos. You begin to understand that the goal is not just to win the battle. The goal is to walk through it without losing your peace, without losing your identity, without stepping outside of your purpose. Because walking with God doesn't just give you power, it gives you perspective. You stop asking, "Why me?" and start declaring, "Lord, be glorified in this." There is a level of spiritual confidence that can only come by walking with the Lord consistently. It is not arrogance. It is awareness. You are aware that you are covered. You are aware that heaven backs your obedience. You are aware that even when the fight is unfair, your God is undefeated. This confidence doesn't come from church attendance or religious routines. It comes from walking close enough to hear his whisper, even when the enemy roars. It comes from being still in your soul while arrows fly overhead. That's what it means to walk with the Lord into your battle. It means you fight with wisdom, not reaction. You speak with authority, not anxiety. The shift happens when you stop walking toward your battles and start walking through them, knowing God is already there. The Red Sea didn't part because Moses panicked. It parted because the presence of God was leading. The same is true for you. Some of your greatest breakthroughs won't happen until you step forward with faith, not fear. Until you walk toward the thing that once overwhelmed you, knowing that your God walks ahead of you. And even when it looks like you're surrounded, you are never outnumbered. Because if God is with you, then you already have more than enough. Do not let the noise of the enemy distract you from the nearness of your God. The louder the enemy gets, the closer God leans in. He walks with you, not to watch, but to war, not to observe, but to overcome. He doesn't just give you armor. He is your armor. He doesn't just give you peace. He is your peace. And when you walk with him, the battlefield becomes a place of worship, not just warfare. Let us now focus on when his presence transforms your waiting. My friends, when you walk with God, the waiting room is not a place of emptiness. It is a place where something unseen is being prepared, both around you and within you. His presence does not fade when your breakthrough feels delayed. It becomes even more present, more intentional, and more necessary. Waiting is often misunderstood because the world equates progress with motion. But in the presence of God, stillness can be the most powerful movement of all. It is where your spirit is refined, your focus sharpened, and your heart stretched to trust beyond what you understand. To walk with God means learning to wait without losing strength, to stand still without slipping into despair, to pause without believing you've been passed over. His presence transforms the waiting from a prison into a classroom. And in that classroom, he builds endurance that only his presence can give. My friends, delay is never a denial when God is walking with you. We assume that something is wrong when things don't happen quickly. But God does not move by pressure. He moves by purpose. He waits because he is perfect. He has the full view, while we only see one corner of the picture. The waiting seasons are the ones where we learn whether we are chasing his hand or seeking his face. Because when you walk with the Lord, you stop obsessing over timelines and start trusting in his presence. You begin to realize that what he's building in you is often more valuable than what you're waiting to receive. The longer he holds you in the waiting, the deeper he's preparing you to carry what's coming. If the blessing is great, the foundation must be strong. And the foundation is formed when you walk with him in seasons of quiet obedience. Isaiah 64